Tony, who do we got today?
Well, we have no visiting Rotarians today. Dan Kirby is sick with the flu and he must have the cards with him, so I apologize for no raffle today, but if you'd all take that $2, put it in the cart bucket, you'll be winners.
There you go. Put it in the cart bucket. Cards are sick today. Do we have any guests of Rotarians in the room? Zane?
In addition to all these Hickory High students, I have my friend Rita Hobbers with me today. I introduced her last week at the Tuesday meeting, but I wanted to make sure for anybody who missed it that she is visiting basically with Don Fuller, but she is a recently graduated law student from Germany, and she's learning a little bit about law in our community while she's traveling and taking a break. So this is Rita Hobbers.
Do we have any other guests of Rotarians? Jenny?
Thank you, President Mark. I am very fortunate to have with me today our student body president, Lainey Baumgartner. And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself. Just tell what grade you
I'm in 5th grade and my teacher is Miss Morales.
I'm the president-elect.
I'm the president-elect and I'm in 4th grade and my teacher is Miss Harrison Porter and my name is Jessie.
And these are two of the children that you guys sponsor as young Rotarian student council members. So the fruits of your labor right here with those.
Thank you. Welcome, ladies. And you're certainly cuter than our president-elect. Sorry, Bob. Do we have any other guests in the room? Do we have any announcements? No announcements today. All right. Well, I have plenty of announcements. Today's the last day to sign up for Rotary t-shirts, Service Above Self. So if you can sign up here, there's a sheet here of what the shirts will look like. They're just $10. I do have some unfortunate news. Carla Wogan and Lamar Mitchell have both resigned from the club, and I have printed out their resignations if you'd like to stop up here and take a look at those. Hate to lose both of them. I wanted to let everybody know. Also, as a reminder, we will not have a lunch meeting on the 28th. We will be meeting at the Crawdads game, and there's a sign-up sheet, and you can pay at the game, but just so we can get a kind of a round count of how many folks we're going to have so we can prepare enough food. And please bring your families, are welcome to join your friends and families are welcome to join you on that. We also need, on April 23rd, which is a Saturday, some Rotarians to accompany our Interact folks in cleaning up around the highways around Hickory High School. So if you could let Linda know if you're interested in participating in that. They'll start at 9:59 on the nose, with you or without you. So we've had a few volunteers, but we could use a few more folks to do that. Also, I'd made an announcement about reading at Southwest Elementary. It was supposed to be today, but we were going to reschedule that for Monday at 10:30. So if anybody can come, we've got a few folks, we could use a few more. Let me know, or just show up at the school at 10:30, and we're going to read to some kids in the new outdoor classroom that our club helped build. So we'll look forward to that. John has our Sunshine Committee report. Maybe you didn't hear me. John Olson has our Sunshine Committee report.
Yay, John! Happy John!
Thank you, President Mark. In honor of President Mark and in respect to all of our guests today, I'm going to keep this short. I knew I'd get applause for that. We have one birthday this week, belated. Brian Setzler on the 3rd of April. Happy birthday, Brian. And I do have a couple shorties. Well,
there you go again.
So y'all didn't get it the first time, so I figured I better go back to it. I've told a couple stories that my dad has shared with me. My dad lives in Hickory, and he's 86 years old, and so he says he's in pretty good shape for the shape he's in. But he's got a real good buddy named Ron Chestnut, who is 3 years his senior. And Ron, a neighbor, old friend, was stopped by the police a couple weeks ago at 2 a.m. in the morning. And the officer asked Ron, what he was doing out at 2 a.m. in the morning. And Ron replied, "I'm on my way to a lecture about alcohol abuse and the effects it has on the human body, as well as smoking and staying out late." The officer asked, "Well, who's putting on a lecture at 2 o'clock in the morning on that?" And he replied, "My wife." Thank you very much. All right, one thought, and this comes from a pretty strange place. It comes from the birthday card that I bought my wife Jackie back on this. Actually, I bought it on the 6th of March for her birthday on the 7th, so I was way ahead of the curve. And the front of the card has 3 bacon strips on it, and it says, "Getting older is like frying bacon in the nude." And then you open the card and it says, "You know it's going to hurt, you just don't know where." So, something to ponder.
Thank you, John. I'm sure our high schoolers are all wondering what that's all about. We'll find out soon enough. I did neglect to mention that this week, Rick, Jim, and David's names are also on the tables. So this is for the second week, and barring any objections, we will look to induct them on April 21st. Linda Luce has our program today.
Wow, look at this full house today of all of these young people and all the energy they bring into this room. Let's welcome the members of Hickory High School Interact Club who are experiencing Career Day today. Would all of you please stand for a round of applause? Additionally, I'd like to recognize Cheryl Ray and have her stand. Cheryl has been Interact Club advisor for the past 18 years, and I think she deserves a round of applause. You may sit down, I'm sorry. These students have experienced a full morning investigating the fields related to science, technology, engineering, and math, thanks to our phenomenal Catawba Science Center and staff. Helping us to set up this event today was fellow Rotarian Sarah Willis, who serves as business manager at Catawba Science Center. And also conducting today's tour was Bruce Bierbauer, and of course Bruce is Mr. Science Center himself. We all know that. So I'd like to give both of them a round of applause. I am proud to have participated in a cow eye dissection this morning, which is certainly a good appetizing topic for discussion during this lunch meeting. Conducting this activity for the students this morning was Melinda Walrich, Catawba Science Center School Program Coordinator, who is our guest speaker today. You can read her impressive bio in the spoke, so I won't take the time to read it to you. But I did want to challenge you. Do we know what a gem we have in the Catawba Science Center in our community? If you aren't a member, I urge you to join. As old as I am always learning something new. The Science Center challenges my critical thinking and my knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and math, known as STEM education. Let's hear from Melinda as she details what happened this morning and helps us understand what all the buzz is about STEM-related careers and the future of our nation today. Thank you.
Thank you to Linda for that introduction, and good afternoon to everyone. I was just telling my colleagues here that I would feel a lot more comfortable if I could actually be holding an eyeball in this hand or maybe a bubbling beaker in this hand, because the last thing you expect may be the career that you end up in. So as part of the education team at the Catawba Science Center for so many years, I think it's fairly obvious that I support the mission of the Science Center, and that is to change lives and inspire learning through science and wonder. And oftentimes people think that the Science Center is only for little kids. You come to the Science Center with your children, you come with your grandchildren, you bring your children's friends, and if you step into the Science Center, you hear their screams, you hear their shrieks, you see their smiles, you can tell how excited they are. But if you look carefully, you'll notice that it's not only the children, but it's the older children, it's the teenagers, it's the adults as well. You're never too old to learn, and the Science Center is for everybody. And if we can inspire learning in adults as well as children, then that would be a measure of our success. So this morning I had the pleasure of meeting with the members of the Hickory High School Interact Club. These young adults not only toured the Science Center with Bruce Bierbauer, our lead naturalist, and I hear they had a great time, but they participated with me in a hands-on cow eye dissection. Now, I would love to be here with my cow eye and hand one to all of you, and we could go through the whole thing together, but I just didn't think that that would go over very well. So we're going to drop that part, but if any of you are ever interested, I'd love to talk with you more about it. We do many dissections at the Science Center. The state of North Carolina establishes science goals for every grade level, goals that these students are expected to be competent in by the end of that year. Starting in 4th grade, our students at the Catawba Science Center begin dissecting squid. And as they look at the squid, as they investigate the external anatomy, they look at the internal anatomy, they are discovering for themselves all the unique and fascinating characteristics and adaptations that squid have. This allows them to survive in sometimes a very, very hostile environment. It gives them the hands-on component. They see for themselves what is it about this animal that allows this animal to survive. And that's the goal, one of the goals that the state of North Carolina has established for these 4th graders. In 5th grade, we dissect frogs with them. They are supposed to be learning about human body systems. So we look at frogs and we look at their body systems, the respiratory system, the circulatory system, the digestive system, just to name a few. We look at how those compare to humans. And once again, they get that hands-on experience. They come in, they're a little bit leery. Some of them are very, very excited, but they all leave having learned something. In 6th grade, the students are expected to understand the concept of light and how it travels from the sun and is transmitted through the Earth's atmosphere, as well as learning about their own eyes and how they work. This is where the cow's eye dissection comes in. If we can do a cow's eyes dissection with 6th grade students, as well as the high school students today, it's a very specific teaching tool that allows them to see in a hands-on manner how the structures in the cow's eye compare to the human's eye, and it takes in the light, it focuses that light, and your brain sent to the brain and interprets that light as images. Since cows are mammals, just like humans, this is a very easy comparison to make. Much of that anatomy and physiology is very similar, and the high school students today can point out a few of those differences that we did discuss. We offer many, many other dissections. A homeschool series that is offered is a 9-month series in which students are studying very simple organisms to more complex specimens. This is targeted to middle school through high school students. And we very frequently get public school teachers, private school teachers that are contacting us for a much more directed or focused dissection. In just a few weeks, we're going all the way up to Mitchell County, and we'll be doing fetal pig dissections with every one of their 5th graders so that they have a more direct comparison of mammalian anatomy, so they can look and gain an understanding of the anatomy and physiology that takes place in their own body. So like the Interact Club students this morning, in our dissection classes, some students very much enjoy the dissections. They're very, very excited. You can tell that just by entering the class. They're all smiles. Others don't enjoy it quite so much. We had the same experience this morning. Now, sometimes the appreciation of this teaching tool will come with practice and with experience. Sometimes it won't. But making the discovery of whether you like this or not as a child or a teen can be just as important as learning the science that comes with it. It can lead a child in a path towards a STEM career. That's where we see the Science Center as fulfilling a goal. So before your meeting today, just by a show of hands, how many of you have heard of the acronym STEM? Okay, most hands are going up. How many of you knew what it meant before this meeting? Okay, a lot of hands, but still fewer. If you don't recall or if you don't remember, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. I would estimate the term's been around for about 15 years, but probably the last 10 years it's gained more nationwide acceptance. But the goal is to take these 4 topics, science, technology, engineering, and math, and weave them together into a common thread that's going to combine all of them. We want students to understand that these topics are not necessarily standalone topics that have nothing to do with each other. Instead, they're often intertwined. For example, if you learn math, it may help you to understand science. If you learn engineering, it may help you to understand technology. Learning math can help you understand engineering, and so forth. So most people would agree that STEM is the key to innovation and global competitiveness. But statistically speaking, there are far few students that are entering STEM careers to keep up with that need. The goal of the Science Center is to engage students in hands-on learning.
And
How do students join the tech club? You simply need to call the Science Center offices and tell them that you would like to sign up for tech club. Right now there is a session in progress. So the next session, do you know, Bruce, when it begins? Okay, that information would be available in the office. Right now, I do not recall when the next session begins. We have one in progress right now.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
thank you. You can tell the students that enjoyed that dissections by the ones that ate. The ones that didn't, not so much. Well, thank you very much. And we have, without Dan Kirby to be here to keep me straight, I only have one book, but Bruce, I'll get you one before we leave. It's just a book on quotes on giving thanks. And that's our way of saying thank you for what you do. And I would also like to, Cheryl Ray, if you can come up here, please. I'd like to say, and if those that aren't aware, we have one of the best cards are sick today. So we will not have a raffle, but he did point out, gamble on getting finding a cure for Alzheimer's. That way we all win. So put your $2 in the card bucket today. Does anybody have anything else? Well, let's close with the 4-way test then. Of the